Good evening, Proxy Table Gaming fans. You're joined tonight by the Gobbo for the Goblins Grotto Hobby Show. We have Scabfat.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. How was your holiday?
It was great. I got to be Funkle Dan to Julia's niece and nephew, and they're like 10 and 7 years old, and I'm still recovering from the exhaustion.
It's been a month.
Well, I had to play like 10 minutes of football in the garden, and like I'm dead. Absolutely dead.
So the best thing to do is to be the goalkeeper in that situation. It's less running about, mate. And our resident goalkeeper, we have Andy.
Oh, sorry. I've been bathing my 4-month-old, and I'll tell you what, being new father, it's bleeding into different aspects of my life. Hi, internet. How are you? You right?
I don't know where to go from there. Again,
I mean, the good thing is that's usually how we kind of communicate with Ryan at the best of times. So.
Exactly. Just,
I mean, you should see his reaction when I give him a raspberry on his belly.
Today is Rally Around the Flag, and we have a new little medieval quote for you, going to siege, which is a medieval quote for going to the bathroom. For example, pause the show, I'm going to siege. It may take a while.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's great. Gonna lob one out. Yeah.
Mary, bring the trebuchet.
So, in today's episode, we have the T9A forum. So we've chosen Benny and his fantastic Orcs and Goblins, which I cannot wait to show you guys.
Very exciting.
We have external inspirations. So we have two content creators for you. So we've got Torniel, who is a creator of miniature things and oddities. And we have Mouse Guard, which is quite a popular comic series.
Brilliant.
So let's crack on. So, Benny with his Orcs and Goblins, which happen to be halflings.
Wait a minute.
I'm not prepared for this.
I smell shenaniganry.
So this is his Goblin Demagogue on a chariot. It happens to be Napoleon Bonaparte, halfling. I think it's awesome. So cool.
I mean, it's a great model, and
That
it's
is
a great halfling goblin. But no, I mean the painting is great, the modeling is great, and Bonaparte, brilliant.
And again, he's just got whole units of these goblin chariots.
There's something about like the wargaming halfling rangers, like the ones like this, little pot belly halflings, that's just so irritatingly lovable.
Oh, exactly.
A bit like you, Gobbo.
Exactly. Irritatingly lovable.
Gandalf. So great. Those colours are great. They just. I think also, like, is the aesthetic, the colouring that he's done on the painting, just really fits just the general aesthetic of obviously the sculpts as well.
Yeah.
So
very old Hammer feel, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess sort of like I guess from some like older Tolkien-esque oil painting artwork as well. It kind of sort of fits in all with that. It's great.
Yeah.
Look at the character in like that pig's eyes. He's just like, do I want to be here?
I mean, like looking at that from your side of the table, it's still going to look absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like everything's like picked out enough that everything kind of sits apart from itself.
And it's so bright and vivid. And again, the combination of the tufts but with the flowers as well. So he's actually got the yellow daffodil sort of fluffs and tufts, which I think is just brilliant. And it matches lovely with the army.
And I think it's a real this may be another conversation for another time, but it can be, as a hobbyist, it can be a real mind screw sometimes when you want to model a very particular army and then trying to work out whether whether it's going to be proxy, what army it's going to proxy for.
Mhm.
You know, and there are some that just you see a lot of I have seen a fair few halfling empire armies.
Yeah.
And they work greatly because a lot of sculptors and miniature makers have done such a thing. But yeah, no, he's gone for goblins and it works. It's completely working with chariots. That's great. Love it.
I'm patiently waiting to see if this guy has mad kits.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
That's definitely a choice.
Wait, so okay, now this is okay. So for those who are listening and maybe not even watching the video, I'm not entirely sure what the narrative here is. I can't decide yet whether the cow is farting fire or whether the cow is on fire.
Cause and effect, mate.
And it's great.
I think it's brilliant. So again, this is similar to the Roman armies where they had the pigs on fire, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they ran them towards them. So I imagine that's your mad gits, and then this is your wrecker team. Which is just a massive cow on fire.
Right, it's cow on fire rather than
and the tongue lolling out of the cow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So I think one of the things that when it comes to the like armies that really lean into model agnosticism in Ninth Age, I think the most important bit is that like when your opponent looks at your models, they can very quickly figure out what is what.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think looking at a cow on fire,
running at you randomly,
yeah, you kind of go at any point you'd look at it and go, "Oh yeah, that's the wrecker team."
Yeah.
I don't want that to hit my lines.
Yeah.
The one on the right there, that is also a wrecker team. That is pig wreckers. They've eaten someone.
Oh god,
that's great.
Oh,
oh wow, yeah, that's a fantastic photo of a fantastic.
Oh god. Oh no.
Oh, what a great set of modeling.
Scrap wagon.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's really cool.
Excellent. Just excellent.
It's really good. This is really good.
A prisoner to the scrap wagon with dynamite.
If you don't find yourself like giggling when you convert up each and every one of these units, you are dead inside.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
different angle.
Oh right, yeah, I see now. Okay,
just brilliant. Another scrap wagon.
I see.
Oh, what's going on there? There.
So they're little pugs.
The battle
pugs. Wow, that is
dragging cleavers along.
That is dark. I mean, you wouldn't see that on The Only Way Is Essex.
Oh, maybe you should.
Might.
Oh, they're so cute but deadly.
I love the chain as well. So it's basically he must have super glued or welded the chain in these positions.
Yeah,
very clever.
That's really cool.
Look like they are flailing behind them.
Yeah.
And then you imagine these little pugs so excited to come and give you a cuddle and everything, and they're running these massive cleavers towards you. Brilliant.
That's great.
And there is the whole chariot units.
Amazing.
We were.
Look at that unit, fella. So good.
Oh god, yeah, I didn't even recognize the piggers in the middle as a unit filler.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like one big diorama, but also also, a unit of chariots. Great.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love them. Then some cavalry.
So it's interesting. Yeah, it's gone for like dwarven.
The dwarves are basically your orc. Half.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
So all the orc units are dwarves.
Really good. Okay, yeah, I get that now. That's clear and good idea.
Goat cav.
Right. Okay.
So it's your ferals.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
I love them. I think they're so characterful.
And the I really like his color palette. I mean, I said this at the beginning anyway. Color palette, using blue and red to spot colors, amongst the sort of red and amongst the yellow and greens, which don't seem overbearing in any way. They just sort of formally tied all together.
I love the use of farm animals as unit villains. I think it's so clever.
I know, right? Yeah, it's great.
And that's the broccoli unit with Elvis at the front left. So good.
I mean, I guess with the new lab, this army's going to see a lot more screen time as well.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
The second row back. Do you like the wooden man that's like a troll?
In fact, like we've been looking at infantry, but I'd be very interested to see what things like trolls or there we go.
There we go.
What on
that is? What is he tearing up? Who is he? Oh, right. I see. It's an empire. Got it. Yeah. Got it. I see now.
He looks a bit like Bob Ross, doesn't he?
He does. Oh.
So these presumably are giants.
I think so. Yes.
Looking at the bases, yeah.
Like the one on the left there is squished a chap.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then
there's
a Ragnarok elephant.
Gargantula, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Any little drunk halfling in the crow's nest?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
And impressively, actually, again, like new book, using a big old elephant with a howdah, you can create that more easily with the new book, like more authentically.
Exactly, wicked horns.
There
we go. So that is Benny on the forum, guys. Fantastic.
Yeah, well done.
Benny. Great theme and brilliantly executed.
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's really, really good.
If you guys have done a wonderful army, no matter what it looks like, if you've converted it, if you're WYSIWYGing it, or if you're proxying every single model, we would love to see it and comment on it. Let us know, and we'd love to show it on the show. Next up, we have Tawny L. Previously, with the external inspirations, we've gone through armorers, we've gone through bone collectors, we've gone through lots of different things. So this is a person that I actually met at the Fairy Festival in Glastonbury. She had a little stand, and there was loads of little things that I think are just really, really interesting. So this is more about the crafting and the creating from your imagination side of the hobby. So this is from their website. So they're from Kent, and they call themselves Oddletologists and Mad Goblins Studiers. So they like oddlets and weirdlings, fantastical creatures, fairies, trolls, goblins, everything that kind of is what me and Dan really. We like all this sort of stuff as well. So they create these and then have this. That's like her little beginning of her stand.
Brilliant. Is she just so I can get things right, including pronouns and stuff? Is she just on her own, or is she a part of a group of people?
It's
or is
her and her partner. So her partner is a goblin player, but I believe it's AOS.
Okay, cool.
But she does all the artwork sort of side of it, and he then plays goblins.
Awesome, brilliant, excellent. Oh, this is great. So are they little baby dragons in?
Yep. So completely sculpted by herself.
Wow.
Aww.
So really, really funky.
Very cute.
And again, I love all the signs and all the different things. Everything is bespoke.
The hatchery. Oh.
And are those little dragons inside the crystal eggs?
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
And again, little display cabinets that she made. Again, very similar to Wheat and Chaff that we saw last time as well.
Yes. Yeah. These are great.
Really, really smart. So this is going a lot more along the lines of the mystical, compared to Wheat and Chaff, which was more of the natural world.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah.
It's this sort of stuff that's just like the perfect, like, curio gift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So she does table pieces for weddings. So this is a Harry Potter potions themed table plan.
Very cool.
So in each of the different tables, they had potions class, they had herbology, all the different things, and this was the table center that she made for it.
Oh wow! All right, I just realised that someone is obviously from somebody's wedding.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's really clever.
I love it. I think it's so clever. And again, to get the little boiling effect of the cauldron. Brilliant.
Yeah, that's so creative. Did she tell you how she did that, or in any way, or?
I haven't spoken to her myself about this one.
Okay, oh no, but you just saw her when okay.
Yeah, potions lab, just very clever. And then she does little dioramas as well.
Did she say what she made the toadstools out of? Not particularly this one, but I know
Yeah, normally either clay or resin.
Okay.
So actual made as opposed to like carved from wood or anything like that. But one of the things that I really like about these photos is that the use of natural objects for all the basing material.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's something that we could definitely use for our projects. But it looks almost as if it could just be that little saucer teleported from the middle of a forest.
Yeah, definitely.
Very smart. And that's what it looks like in the table center, in the little globe.
Do you know what? This also what she's also managed to do as well, but especially with like the sauces the saucers and the sort of globes that she's done to cover them, and it creates one of two narratives for me. Either that the saucer has been left out in the wild, and that this sort of random ecosystem has like grown on the saucer, or she's managed to capture this magical part of the forest, and managed to just sort of like whisk it away, and now keeps it away from itself, but in her own place. And I
did not notice the little creatures.
Oh yeah, they're cool.
Love them. I like the idea of the sauce has been left and it's just had its new rather than they've been captured.
That's cool. But, yeah, I like that.
But it's just something that you can look at from every single angle, and there's something new to find. So this is all the same piece, and again, you can turn it round and you see the different things. It's very smart.
And I think it's impressive that it's all, presumably, when you say handmade, like, so that's going to mean it's bespoke as well.
Yes.
Like, everyone is going to be ever so slightly unique.
Yeah, definitely. Very similar to my story box, Dan, when we saw those ones.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything it's a little diorama and everything is handmade. So, yes, the bark has been taken from a natural living thing, but the little dragon there has been sculpted by herself. The little mushroom creatures and critters, all the actual bonnets, they've all been done and molded herself.
Yeah.
But then together, it all forms that complete picture, doesn't it?
Incredible. I love it.
This little dragon.
Did she tell you did she go over her painting technique at all? Sort of like whether she
normally she gets the other half to paint things. So
oh really? Oh, interesting. Okay, all right.
I found it was quite interesting.
Because it does look as though he might airbrush, which is great. But yeah, that he may airbrush on a couple of bits, or
it was definitely saved some time.
Mm.
Lots of little ones to hang from your Christmas tree. Again, you can see the size of them because of the tweezers that are there.
Tweezers, yeah.
And that's her finger, her index finger on the top right. So they're little tiny little things.
I mean, they are like 28mm.
Yeah.
Size things, aren't they? Buy a couple of those using the unit fillers.
I think he's been captured.
Yeah, that's great. I really like him. No.
Oh, this is somewhat heartbreaking, actually.
That is a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Perhaps it was to moving house. He's cool. I like him.
He is cool.
So again, all the clothes, everything around him is made and then added to the sculpture of the little goblin dude. Very smart. That's the size of him, look.
Brilliant. It's really good.
Really cool. There we go. So that's Tawny L, guys. Give her a like and subscribe on his Facebook. She does have a website, which is currently on hiatus at the moment. But yeah, really, really cracking stuff. And again, there's so much on there that I just don't have time to show you, unfortunately. But really, really inspirational stuff. Next up. So, have you guys ever heard of Mouse Guard before?
I think I have, actually.
Is this not... Is this not a role-playing game?
It has been made into a role-playing game as well, I believe.
That's probably... I think... Because it rings a bell. I think that's probably where I've heard of it.
So this is... Well, for example, Mouse Guard has 33,000 followers. So he's quite a well-known artist, David Peterson. That is his own picture of himself on the top left. And again, once you start seeing the actual drawing technique, you'll notice it straight away if you've seen it before. But the reason why I chose this one is simply because of the vastness of the art and world building that he's got around this whole setting.
Right.
And I think the artistry is just beautiful. Here we go.
Oh.
That's
very cool. Yeah.
That's the front of one of the calendars that he's done.
Okay.
Just the drawing style itself is fun, but also at the same time morose. So again, really dark and...
It's giving me strong cover of a Discworld novel.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of the old Jack Kirby stuff.
Exactly.
It really looks, and I really want to go up and I want to get up from my table now and go and have a check. But it does, the style looks very similar to my Sandman, the cover of my Sandman graphic novel, as in Neil Gaiman's graphic.
Neil Gaiman, yeah.
Sandman. And I'm really wondering if he did the cover for it, because this is like...
We will check and add it in the comments afterwards, but that would be cool if it
yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful... I mean, like, they've just looking so far, and we've only got this in the first slide. But this is great and very encouraging.
So that's his booth at one of the Comic-Cons. So we're going to get to meet him and see all his different comics and things. But Mouse Guard is a New York Times best-selling Eisner and Hart comic book series written and illustrated by David Peterson. So he does lots of animal stories, role-playing games, fantasy worlds. It's all about sword-wielding mice who go on the rampage against different predators, different weathers and wilderness. And the mini-series that was available in comics first, but now it's hardcovers, he's got calendars, just loads of stuff. Just fantastic. So this is the world that he created. So the territories of the mice, which again, could be anywhere, but then some little characters that have come out throughout his series.
Great.
I love the drawing style. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, is that watercolor?
I don't know, I'm afraid. I believe it probably started out as that, because it's been going for a long time.
Certainly looks it, doesn't it?
So the one on the bottom left is probably my favourite. Again, it's very much Hollow Knight sort of vibes, Dan.
Yeah.
So almost like the cell shaded sort of style.
Very much agree there.
Yeah, it's stunning. Just all the different types of clothing.
Yeah.
And the time it must spend for him to do each pane, I think is beautiful. Really nice.
I like the one very, very far right, fall down with the eye patch.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very smart. So the Mouse Guard, a selfless group of cloaked mice who keep the common mouse safe from predators, whether in the wilderness. They patrol the mouse territories and allow the mouse civilization not just to survive, but thrive.
Yeah.
And then this is the evil ones. The Axe Army, an armoured militia of common mice who took up arms against the Mouse Guard and their matriarch. Very cool.
That's great. That's a nice idea.
So all throughout the different land of the Mouse Guard, you have different cities that he's actually gone into, and they specialize in different things. But they could almost be hidden in plain sight in our world. So, for example, that could just be a normal rock face, and then for the size of mice, for example, it might be a whole cliffside. But for us, it's just a couple of rocks. Very clever.
Oh, protect it, everybody, before Disney Plus take it and ruin it. or Netflix do one series and then cancel it.
Exactly. Come on, Henry Cavill, pull it out.
Oh, that's great.
Really, really smart.
Dark Heather. Brilliant.
So again, this was all the weasels, which are one of the bad guys in the actual book series, and apparently they keep all their bones of their defeated enemies in a pile on the right-hand side.
Grim. I love it.
So even though it's all fluffy and nice, it's still quite, yeah.
I think arguably the best fantasy is like it's got that kind of whimsical nature to it, but it is underlyingly terrifying. Like Pan's Labyrinth, for example.
Yeah.
Things like the Rats of Nim.
Nim. Yeah, absolute Nim, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe even Watership Down, but that's a horror. I
think it's more of a slasher thriller, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. Just the detail. How many houses has he gone in and done physical?
No, right. Yeah.
Just he's thought about everything, which I think is lovely. So this is an underground little place. So you can see on the top there, it's actually in the cave. Just really, really smart.
So I guess the real question is, which Night army is this?
Yeah, Vermin Swarm.
Is that?
That's easy, isn't it? Yeah.
Father Chris Mouse.
Chris Mouse, yeah.
Hey.
I just think that the detail on these drawings are just, you could just stare at them for ages.
Yeah, great, aren't they? Fantastic.
The one on the left, the little acorn shoes. Brilliant.
Yeah. That's really cute.
That's horrific.
Oh, it's a snake.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he's
God.
managed to kill the snake, but at what cost?
But at what cost? What a lad. Or lass, I mean, sorry, it's me assuming that. But,
there we are. There's one of the Weasel clan. Again, I just love the ladybird armor that he's got on. He's got a locust helmet down.
Yeah.
Really cool.
There's something to say about, like, maybe it's just me, but like whenever you see like a small dog, like a chihuahua or something out in the wild, do you ever wonder what the world looks like to them?
Yeah. Like on the left, this must be what it looks like.
Well, I like how I mean, fair play to the Mouse Guard and the charisma of the Mouse Guard, because not only is he wearing the bodies of, a locust, grasshopper, and ladybirds and whatever as his armor, but he's managed to convince, obviously, probably the former friends of said locust, grasshopper, ladybird to now fight with him as well. Exactly. And they're like, yeah, no, we'll fight.
Perhaps it's disguised.
Now you're wearing my wife, or my former mentor, or whatever. Your hat. That's cool. Wife. That's cool. We'll just fight the weasel with you. Yeah, sure, no problem, mate.
There is the legendary black axe. It's used to slay a wolf.
Oh.
It's really cool.
Oh, is he? So sorry. Is it the black axe? Is that part of the lore? Is it? Is that a sort of magical weapon within the lore?
So he was one of the old Mouse Guard that went rogue and then started a war against the Mouse Guard and created the Black Axes, which was the other faction.
Like the baddie faction, yeah.
The baddies.
And a bee shaman.
A
bee whisperer.
So cool.
Hmm.
Again, it goes back to that friendly, upbeat sort of vibe with the painting.
Despite the fact that there's relatively little in the way of like fine facial like animation, if you will, there's still so much kind of personality in each of them, isn't there?
What tune do you think he's playing?
I was just gonna say, I bet he's a complete wanker and probably cracking out Wonderwall.
Wonderwall.
Again, the detail of the daffodils. Just how often do you see daffodils drawn nicely?
Yeah, it's really great. I think that. Sorry, no, go on, Dan. You first.
Well, I was going to say the line work.
Is
really fascinating as well.
Yeah, and I think it's like a muted palette, but with very specific colors to draw your eyes to certain areas.
Yeah.
So, I think like where he uses, much similar like where Benny uses sort of like blues and reds as a spot color in various areas of his miniatures or his, in his units. And David, it seems, does something quite similar. He seems to draw them in very specific parts of the page, as in like the colors of blues, his spot colors. Yes. So that even though the mice tend to be of a similar color, a sort of like a pastel gray or a sort of a light brown or even sort of like a tint of green or something. But you, yeah. But your eye is still drawn to very specific areas, but not away from the mice, but still to the mice, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, your eye naturally following the blues of the butterflies takes you past each of the mice.
Exactly.
But because of their muted tone, you kind of don't notice them until you spot them as you're looking at the pop colors.
Exactly that. That is a great picture.
So cool. Again, I love the fact that as they get closer to land, they'll release the bumblebee to see if it's close to land. Really cool. Pumpkin shop. And the little drunk mouse on the right hand side. Again, each photo has so much thought about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the lore and everything around this particular civilization of mice he has gone into. It's just so good. So, for example, this is a funeral of one of the characters.
Yeah, I think given that I've done a goblin themed Vermin Swarm army, I think you're contractually obliged to do a mouse themed goblin army.
God.
I'm tempted because the Lord of the Print has done pretty much all these models. So
yeah, so basically, if we get, I don't know, let's say 20 likes,
20 likes,
20 likes, then
do we know
Ryan
20
pledges
people?
right here and now that he's going to do a mouse themed Goblin army.
Oh God, if we become that type of
pay for win,
that type of, I don't even want to call us influencers. Effing not those, but we become that type of presenters. Are we presenters? Yeah. If you give me X amount of likes, someone will give me something. Yeah, please
If
do it
it's
then.
50 likes, he'll do it for the next Art of War.
Yay!
God, again, Dan, again. Anyway, Mouse Guard, fantastic, brilliant stuff from David there. If you're fans of the series and there's any inspirational lore you can point us to, we'd love to see it more as well. If you're an artist or a content creator and you have a particular niche within the massive hobby sphere that there is, we'd love to see your work and what you're capable of.
But thank you, David Peterson, for that and giving
Yes.
the world that. That is incredible stuff.
That was amazing.
Okay, coming up in the next episode, we will be discussing gaming with the next generation. And I have a bat report with my daughter, who is 8 years old.
Oh wait, not with Patrick Stewart and Jean-Luc Picard.
Not with Patrick Stewart. No, that's the week after. Gaming with the next generation. Never a fan of Star Wars.
Oh jeez. Is it possible to get minus 20 likes?
Yeah.
The army, doesn't it? So anyway, narrative bat report with my daughter. It's the first time that she played the 9th Age. And we shall see if I can smash her into the ground and put her in her place, or whether Gobbo gets taken off by an 8-year-old. So we shall see. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. If you'd like to like, share, and subscribe, we really do appreciate it. We love your comments when they come through, and we love responding to them. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and we will see you next time.
Doodle pip.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.